How are we doing, guys? Andrew here from Mass Golf Lab at Old Scotland Links. Today we're talking about a simple greenside chip. What can you do to be a little bit more effective around the greens and get that ball up and down every time? So the way I like to talk about greenside chipping with people is that let's start by looking at it as a formula. So if you take the golf ball here, let's walk through how do you set up to the ball? What's the formula that we have to follow each and every time? First, let's talk about ball position. I want this ball to be lined up with your right toe. You can see that my feet are nice and narrow. I don't have a wide stance here. Nice and narrow helps us turn through things a little bit better. And I'm also gonna just open my stance a little bit. So drop this left foot back, just call it about an inch back of where the right foot is, so that my stance is open towards the target. The most important thing on all things greenside chipping is I want your weight to be over on your left hand side. So ball position is over on the right side, or your trail side rather, and the weight is on your front foot. Now, as we set up, you can see I'll have a little bit of shaft lean forward. I like to tell people that your grip is pointing towards your left pocket. So ball position back, weight forward, grip pointing towards your left pocket. And I'd love to see that club face just a little bit open, not too open, but just let's call it about 10 degrees open there. So if we set up, ball position back, weight forward, club face a little bit open. From here, we're just gonna be taking what I like to call a long putter swing. We're not trying to use our wrists a lot here. We're keeping everything pretty stable. As long as you're set up in this position, and we take a nice long putter swing, that ball is gonna pop out and roll over towards the hole. Now, you can see that the one I hit went up a little bit higher. That's because I'm using a 60 degree here. If you follow the same formula with a pitching wedge, a 9-iron, an 8-iron, it's going to still be effective. You just need to understand that the ball will not go quite as high up in the air and will roll out significantly more. If you decide to try and use this formula when chipping, what you want to try and understand is how far is the ball going to fly versus how far is it going to roll. If you're using just a normal sand wedge near the green, I like to tell people a 1/3, 2/3 rule. And it's a little oversimplistic, but let's try and think about the ball flying about 1/3 of the way to the hole and it rolling for the second 2/3 to get there. So if I'm going to this hole in the distance here, I'm gonna try and land it about 1/3 of the way. Let's walk through that setup again. So it's ball position on your right foot, weight onto your left foot, grip pointing towards your left pocket, stance is just a little bit more narrow and slightly open, and we take that long putter swing. I carried that one a little bit further than I would have liked. Let's try one more. So again, we walk through the setup. We've got ball position on the right, weight on the left, stance is narrow and slightly open, club face slightly open, and we're gonna take this nice long putter swing and try and land it about 1/3 of the way there. Now you can see how that ball landed about 1/3 of the way there and rolls out the rest of the way towards the hole. So if you're using that sand wedge, let's try the 1/3, 2/3 rule. If you switch it to a pitching wedge, a 9-iron, obviously the ball will not fly quite as far, but it's gonna roll significantly longer. So if you wanna work on that greenside chipping, come on down to Old Scotland Links, use our short game area, work together with us to really get those chips dialed in so you can get up and down every time.